Everyone writes copy, whether you're posting on X, writing a blog post, or preparing a new landing page or website. You're creating content that you hope will serve a purpose. And let's face it, that purpose is almost always selfish. On social media, you're trying to attract new followers. When you're writing a blog post, you're trying to grow your email list. And when you're crafting up a landing page, you're trying to make your call to action convert. But here's the catch. Nobody but you really gives a shit about your goals. And that's likely why your copy largely sits unnoticed. You see, what you create content only matters if it means something to the reader. And this is what I'm going to teach you in this video, how to write copy that is meaningful to your reader while still pursuing your own selfish goals. Let's get started. Now, what is meaningful copy and why does it matter? Meaningful copy is content that speaks directly to the needs and desires of your audience in a way that resonates emotionally with them. It understands their problems, it understands their emotions, and it understands their context. Do you see the trend? It's all about your audience. Where are you in all of this? Where are your goals? Where are your products and services? That's right, nowhere to be seen. Why? Because if your audience comes to accept you as a knowledgeable, entertaining, and reliable solution provider in your space, then the selling part is 3/4 done before you even start. This, however, doesn't mean that you shouldn't have goals. Instead, it means that your goals need to flow naturally from the process of leading your audience to fulfilling their goals. Now, is this just another way of saying lead with value? No, it isn't. In fact, giving away the kitchen sink is a surefire way to building a flop of a business. And again, I'm absolutely not trying to get you to ignore your goals. Instead, writing meaningful copy is all about aligning your goals with that of your audience. If you show them that you get their problem and that you know how to help them, then it would be a disservice to not share with them a link to your product or service. In fact, you are morally obligated to have a call to action to purchase a product or service from you when you know you can help them. You just need to be careful about how you frame the reference in a way that truly speaks to them. And that way you can put the focus on them while still receiving checks that you can take to the bank. Let me give you a 4-step process towards writing meaningful copy. The first step is to know who you are writing for. Lots of so-called experts will tell you to build a customer avatar, which is just a fancy way of saying, pick a customer profile and focus on their needs. And it's not bad advice, but it begs the question, how do you pick the right target? And this is an important question because your copy cannot and will not be meaningful to everyone. Not everyone has the same problems, the same urgency, or the same capacity to leverage your solution. This means that you absolutely must tailor your message for the best potential customer. And these need to be people who most need your solution, understand that they have a problem, and also have the resources to pay you for helping them. Let's just quickly break down these 3 requirements and let's assume that you run an online marketing agency specialized in building WordPress websites. Okay, first, your prospects need to have the problem that you solve. And this may seem obvious, but believe me, it's all too easy to craft a generic message and figure that you can help almost anyone. And while it might be true, I promise you that you're not gonna like your conversion rates. Second, focus on people who already know they have a problem. For example, lots of people know that having a great website is important for their business. However, people who've already struggled and failed at building one are probably much better prospects for you. They've already felt the pain. They get the stakes. They don't want to go through the challenging experience of having to build a website again. And third, focusing on people with crappy websites and no budget to fix them isn't likely a good strategy. Instead, you want to fish in a better pond. Craft a message for business owners who recognize that their website isn't up to par, but have the skills or resources to make changes. By doing this, you'll be elaborating content that resonates with an audience that truly needs your solution and can pay for it. Also, while we're at it, don't forget that writing good copy comes in many shapes and forms. For example, using Thrive Quiz Builder and still, rolling along with our example of running an online marketing agency, you can craft up a questionnaire with meaningful questions that help your prospects and you identify where they may need more help with, in their web design journey. That too is a great way of using copy to understand who your audience is. Step 2 is to never forget your whys. Often people get obsessed with what they are offering and forget to focus on why they're making the offer. They want to tell people, my product has this or that feature, or we provide this service that the competition doesn't. But to be honest, most people don't care about these things. They know that in virtually every case, there are multiple products that do the same things to the same standard for the same price. And if you fail to clearly communicate your whys, your audience is just going to think that you're just another selfish dude trying to push his product or service. What your audience is going to really connect with is the why. For instance, our parent company Automotive's why is to help the little guy compete with the big guy. And this is something people can instantly connect with and get behind, right? We all love an underdog story. If you have a great why, then copywriting instantly becomes much easier because you have the key themes for everything that you write. At Thrive Themes, for instance, one of our biggest whys is the idea that marketing isn't useful unless you have control over your conversions. We want you to be deliberate with your marketing strategy rather than closing your eyes and hoping for conversions to just fall out of the sky. And so we try to build and develop all of our products with that conversion focused mindset. Step 3 is to make sure you can communicate in an effective way. And this concept is made up of 2 different key ideas: purpose and design. Now, many copywriters just write without understanding what the goal and purpose of each section of a landing page or a blog post is. So they don't lead people on a logical journey. For example, if you fail to craft up a meaningful headline for your landing page or blog post, it's going to be very hard for you to grab people's attention. Or if you fail to explain why you're even addressing your audience's problem, you're going to have a really hard time getting them to sympathize with your words. And if you don't back up your opinion with great logic or social proof about how you've helped other people, then you're not going to get people to trust you. You see how there's a purpose to everything that we write, whether it's a blog post or a landing page or a Twitter thread, X thread. And this is where design kicks in as well on how products like Thrive Architect and Thrive Optimize can help you. We understand that words are one aspect of effective communication, probably the most important aspect, but you can't ignore the presentation of your copy. And this is why all of our templates inside Thrive Architect are designed with a conversion-focused mindset as well. We use placeholder text for you to substitute with your own copy, but we've already thought about how to present your words in a well-structured way. And hey, if you're not sure if you've picked the right words for your main headline, no worries. You can always just A/B test using Thrive Optimize. It's one thing to write good, meaningful copy, but if you can't present it in a way that inspires trust, in a way that gets people going and excited about taking action, then you're doing a disservice to your own words. And step number 4 is to have fun. Meaningful and delightful are not incompatible. This is not going to be easy. Many times I've talked with potential customers and they've said, my industry is very straight-laced. We can't risk coming off as unprofessional. Look, let me address this right off the bat. It's a lie. And what's worse, it's a lie predicated on your own insecurities. If everyone else in your market is putting out stodgy, boring content that they pretend is serious and professional, I can understand that it will take courage to be different. I really do. But here's the truth. No matter what your industry is, no matter how serious the problem is, and no matter what the norms are, you are not creating content for businesses because businesses don't consume content. Your audience is made up of human beings, and it's been proven that almost all of the decisions that we make are primarily motivated by emotions. If your copy speaks to their emotions and their emotional needs in an engaging way, you're almost guaranteed to stand out. And this does not mean that you shouldn't craft your messaging with respect for your audience's principles and beliefs. If you're targeting Catholic priests, then you're probably not going to write sexy jokes in your emails, are you? That said, you can still find a way to make your content appealing and entertaining. Learn the language, study the culture, find the inside humor, and most importantly, learn to tell stories. After all, your content can't be meaningful if it puts your audience to sleep. So, spend some time figuring out how to make your audience happy and eager to hear what you have to say. Be true to who you are, and remember that you're in this for the long haul. To wrap it up, I'd like you to walk away from this video with the following. People are hungry for meaning. In today's world, meaningless drivel is the norm, not the exception. We stare at puppy photos, we get mad at political rivals, we wish we were living the lives of others. And this is because platforms have learned to feed us the content that will keep us staring at advertising for as long as possible. And the solution is not to indulge in this reality. Instead, just invest your heart and soul to truly understand your audience's needs and wants. And then, create fun, engaging content that speaks to who they really are. Because almost nobody does this. And I promise you that you will stand out, and over the long term, you will become a leader in your field. And hey, I can't write your copy for you, but if you want to concentrate on working on your copywriting skills and get your online business up and running while you do so, be sure to check out Thrive Suite. There's a link in the description box that you can click on to purchase it at the best possible price. I truly appreciate your time, and I will see you soon. Thank you.